Mr. Campbell, any comment on the video?
Welcome back to Flemington. Progress of the protest. Of course, we're allowed in the room while evidence is being heard, but once deliberations commence, we're not allowed in there. They have viewed the video, I understand, just hearing Mr. Gleeson there, and now some final evidence being given before deliberations are made. All right, while they're doing that, I've got Bart Cummings in the studio with me, and always great to see you.
Likewise.
A recovery today.
Yes, well, it's great to see Captain Open get up and win a Group 1 race after all this time. He was run second in Group 1 in the Tour Handicap at Caulfield, and then he was run third in the Caulfield Cup. And he was good enough to freshen that up to win the metric mile today.
Now, the main reason, ladies and gentlemen, having Bart in with us today is to show you this, and you probably won't get a really great idea of how beautiful it is on television. I've just opened it at A page, and there's one of the 10 cups, Hyperno in 1979. They're all in here, and of course the book is about basically Bart's 10 Melbourne Cups, and it's just a magnificent book. Bart, you must be very proud of it.
Well, I haven't read it all. I just like a kid, I looked at the pictures like you.
Me too, yeah, exactly.
But they do look great. Some of the early pictures, like Light Fingers and Zaima, there was no colour film in those days, and it was very close photo finish, as you can see.
In fact, there's the one he's talking about. There's Light Fingers.
Just beating Zaima on the fence.
Yeah, and I noticed during the week you rated the top 10, all 10 in the newspaper, and I have to say I was a bit surprised with your number one.
Why would that be?
I thought Saintly.
Well, Saintly's not finished yet.
That's true.
So we might get another crack at it later on, and we might elevate him to one.
He might get up to number one. Peter Donegan's down in the mounting yard with this young man who's leaving us today and running his last race on Boxing Day. And what a carnival, or what a day he's having, Peter.
What a day he is having, and as you said, Tim, probably preordained that he won the Chrysler Stakes, and we've already added our congratulations to you. Are you tired of talking about what's going on? Have you had enough of it now and you just want to get on with it?
Not really, mate. No, I've, I know the media have got a job to do, and I've got a bit of a public following, so I think my fans are entitled to know what my plans are for the future.
I mentioned before that I was talking to you in this very spot 7 years ago, and Kim was standing here expecting Jessica and Rachel. I think I undersold you too. You've got 3 kids, not 2, but a set of twins there.
Yeah, I thought she was going to fold when I got back to the enclosure.
So did we. So did we. What about the association with the great JB Cummings, who's in the studio now and can hear us? It must be just a delight to have an association with one of the greatest trainers of our time.
Oh, he's, I think, he's the Don Bradman of racing. Fantastic performance. Just to show you the man's brilliance, this horse ran in 1.5 miles last start in the Caulfield Cup, and he's brought it back to win a mile Group 1. So, that speaks for itself, how tremendous he is.
There you go, Bart. That's not a bad rap. The Bradman of horse racing.
Thanks, mate.
Can he play cricket?
I don't know. Can you play cricket, Bart?
Yeah, a little bit.
You could probably just about do anything, I think. You train horses reasonably well, though.
Within reason.
I think he probably bowls some mean leggies, Peter, actually.
Yeah, he looks like a wily leg spinner, doesn't he? But Darren mentioned Catalan Opening. We were just talking about last year when you won the Cox Plate on Saintly, and you came out the race after the Cox Plate and you rode Catalan Opening, and did he do a few things wrong there? But he's a different horse literally since then.
Yes, he's been gelded since that time, and it was just a matter of getting the horse mentally right and getting him switched on in the race at the right point, crucial points in the race, and had him relax for the first 1,000 metres, 600 metre mark, just switched him on, made him think a little bit at the 400 metre mark when I put him up in behind them. I probably could have come out, but I elected to stay in there and just get his mind concentrating on where he was going and what he was doing, and then have the last shot at them, and it proved evidence.
But just quickly as we come back to you, can you talk him out of it?
I think so.
Well, I try. Well, I haven't really tried yet, but he's so keen on this vacation he's got from the good Lord. What can I do about it? I just want to keep the boy happy. I'm very sorry to lose him.
We all are. I think it's racing's loss.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah. Darren, congratulations on a great career. It's not over yet. You've still got to ride one for a bloke called JB Cummings in the last, don't you?
That's it. Yeah, Merchant Banker in the last. So.
Do you want to give him the instructions now, Bart, and save time?
Do your best, mate, as usual.
I think we all might have to get on it, Pete, don't you think?
Oh, I think so.
Yeah.
I think that's been the regular instructions for the last 2 or 3 years since I've ridden for him, and that's what makes it so much. There's no pressure there when you ride, and you can go out there with confidence.
Again, thanks for all your cooperation. You've been a delight to deal with in the media, and we wish you the best.
Good, thanks, Pete.
Darren Beebman, and thank you too to Bart Cummings, Tim.
Thank you.
Indeed, before Bart goes, I really must get a plug in for this. It's not just this beautiful book, which is called JB Bart Cummings. There's a video that goes with it, which is called Cups of Silver and Gold, and it comes in its own beautiful case. And here's a number. I don't know whether we can super on the screen for you, but if you can remember it, it's 1-800-143-477. 1-800-143-477. Or that number there for SIDS, and some of the proceeds going to SIDS from this magnificent collection. And there's the Melbourne number, so it's 0393732268. And get yourself one of those if you're a lover of horse racing. It's absolutely beautiful. All the best. Thanks for joining us again. It's always good to see you.
Good, Tim.
And, a good day.
See you next year.
I think Beedman might win that last race, by the way he's going today.
I think it needs 1.25 miles, actually. Save your money.
There's a good tip. We'll take a break. Come back in a minute. Okay.
Good on you.
Hang on. A good time was had by all. It's just a beautiful day for just lazing around on the grass. Not too hot. It's just in the early 20s and a breeze blowing. And it's Chrysler Stakes Day and the final day of the Spring Racing Carnival. I hear the siren in the background. That means Peter Donegan might be able to give us information on that protest.
Yes, we're just about to find out. Here it is from Greg Miles. The protest dismissed, so it remains a dead heat. So placing stand, it's a dead heat between 4 and 6, and number 3 is third. So Vitaman and Bright Spot are still the dead heaters. Royal Snack in third placing. Here is the interference now, and let's identify these horses for you. Backslapper on the inside with a baldy face, shifting out on top of Vitaman in the green cap. Bright Spot on the outside of it in the pink, and that's Northern Embossing outside them in the gold cap. Now this is where the interference allegedly took place. Seascape back on the rail with Royal Snack. Now you can see that Vitaman is certainly rolling out there, and he has definitely come out about a horse or so and taken some of the running of Bright Spot. But as you heard in the protest hearing, what the connections of Vitaman were saying was that Michael Carson did not have to check Bright Spot at any stage. Look at it from up above. We'll get a great view of it here. And probably the interference may have just occurred there. Vitaman has actually rolled out, because you can see there that Bright Spot is right behind it at this stage, and Michael Carson has to roll Bright Spot another horse away from the rail. That's Backslapper in the blue and white, Seascape, and right on the rail Royal Snack. And you can see that Bright Spot is closing here on the line. Vitaman still in front, but as they get close to home, Bright Spot really putting in the big strides on the outside. To the eye of most people, Vitaman had held on to win. The judge, Les Benton, had a look at the photo afterwards, said that he couldn't separate them, and we knew that within really seconds of them going across the line. And then the stewards had to have a look at the videos, and they've decided that the placing should stand, and correct weight has been notified. So Vitaman pays $1.30 and $1.40, Bright Spot $7.80 and $3, and Royal Snack $4.10. The multiple forms of betting over the page: the trifectas 4, 6 and 3 $194.40, 6, 4 and 3 $328.30, and the Quinella paid $21.10 there. And one of the running doubles, by the look of it, $8.10. Dan Malecki will be able to check those dividends for you in just a moment. So protest dismissed. They're on their way to the gates for race 7, for race 8, I should say. And let's whiz through these. First of all, Rocky, Jen.
Well, 59.5 kilos here, a lot of weight, but a horse that goes extremely well down the straight, and he's a good chance.
Ruffles normally goes well up the straight, but has been racing poorly.
Yeah, a fairly ordinary run there at Flemington on Saturday from him. A horse that just doesn't seem to be racing well at the moment.
Right hero number 3, Greg Childs.
He raced with the outside division. He kept going okay to the line. His best runs are normally on the bone dry. He's got that here today, and I'm willing to give him another chance.
Naturally enough, pretty hard to pick up number 4, Katana, Brent Thompson, as they go up to the gates here.
Yes.
There's Raihiro, by the way.
Yes, he put in, well, talking about Container here, he put in the worst run of his career at Caulfield. He's definitely capable of a lot better, so I wouldn't be surprised to see him go well.
He just seemed to knuckle over at the start that day. There he is, Katana, as he goes up towards the gates, and we'll move on to the Peter Hayes train, number 5, Ruleen, with Danny Nikolic aboard.
He's a good straight horse, Ruleen, and I've left him there with an each-way chance in this. When he's right, he really does warrant some respect in a race like this.
Alpina goes well first up and goes well up the straight.
Yes, he trialled at Pakenham though, Pete, and I thought it was a fairly ordinary trial there, so I'm not sure that he's right back on track at the moment.
If you believe in omens, maybe have something each way on Storm Boy, because Peter Mertens has had a bit of luck already. He nearly got kicked in the mounting yard, and if he had been kicked, he would have finished up in Footscray.
Would he ever? He was a very lucky boy there. This horse will probably hug the outside rail here, drawn barrier 1. He's fit, he's racing well, no reason why he doesn't have a chance.
Elegant Lass to be ridden by Stephen King, number 11, for Lee Friedman.
Elegant Lass got away back at Caulfield and charged the line. It was a very, very good effort there, and this is a little easier, so another horse that does have a chance in this race.
And you can make a case for number 15, Suit. This is the one you've gone for. Darren Gauci is the jockey and John Hawkes is the trainer, and this horse has drawn 17 and probably is a good place to draw, I'd say.
Yes, he got a mile back at his run at Moonee Valley, and I thought it was a very good effort when he was running on quite strongly towards the end. He's a horse that tries very hard, and I think he'll give a pretty good sight in this race. He's around about 12 to 1 at the moment.
So each way him for you?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, do you want to elaborate?
Yeah. Oh, well, I will. I'll give you a second.
Brief?
Number 15, yes, Suit to win from number 5, Ruleen, and number 1, Rock You for third.
Okay, Jen, and I've gone for Rock You, but the 59.5 kilos, it will need to be a pretty good effort, but has the services of Damien Oliver, and of course Lee Friedman is the trainer. So as they arrive at the gates here for the running of the 8th event on what has been a most successful carnival, the crowd today, 26,357. That makes an overall total of 260,510 people who've been here at Flemington over the past week. That's up more than 13,000 on last year, an increase of 5.2%. Just an incredible result. We all said last year it was going to be a hard act to follow, but the public of Melbourne and the public of Australia have done it again and come to Flemington in their numbers. 260,000 of them. And Tim Gossage, I reckon you've probably seen every one of them at some stage. Well, he might have seen them, but he's not talking to them. Roy Higgins is now with me. We'll cross down to Tim in just a moment. But Roy, how did you mark them?
Once again, very open races. They have been all day here, Pete. I'm going with the toppy, Rock You. As you say, he has got the big weight. He's doing an inside barrier. He will go to the inside. Looks excellent, the horse. Marked him on top of the 15 Suit. Another horse that's drawn over in 17. Him and Rock You will both go to the inside. Come to the outside here. Ruleen, first up, did look very well. And also 2 Ruffles. Now, this horse, or this mare, put in a shocker here at the last start. Yeah. She's a Newmarket winner, and she looked outstanding in the yard. I went 1:15, 5 and 2, Pete.
The thoughts from Roy Higgins there prior to race 8. Now, Tim Gossage, are you talking to me?
Yes, that was my Marcel Marceau impression. It was
very good too, it was.
Thank you very much. It's my only talent today, that's for sure and certain. Rock You is the biggest go here so far today. The big drifter on course is Raihiro, and late money for Ruleen, but all the money, mainly early, was for Rock You, and it will start a pronounced favourite.
So there you go. It is possible Tim Gossage can keep quiet. Hilton on the Park is race 8, 1,100 metres, and they will definitely split up here because it's quite a big field with the scratchings of 13, 16 and 19. We have a field of 16, and it's Rock You from the boys, and Jennifer has gone for Suit, just to be different. They're at the gates, about to move in. What a fantastic carnival it has been. It's great to see Darren Beatman winning the feature race today. As I said, not everyone at Flemington backed him, but I think everyone at Flemington applauded him when he came back to scale. Now, there's a sight that we haven't seen a lot over the carnival. They've got the hood on one out behind the gates, and the one that they have the hood on is Ruffles. As Roy Higgins said, a Newmarket winner. So at her best, she can just get out and go. I remember in the Newmarket handicap the day she won, Shane Dye just came out on it and let her run from the word go, and she was a brilliant winner. So Gary Willits, it's not quite the same distance today, but it is pretty well the same course, 1,100 metres up the straight, and she might improve on Saturday's effort.
It does look a lot better today. The coats that have come through and that, and she's pretty relaxed really, even though they've got the well, I think it's a raincoat over her head to get her in. She's gone straight in. She hasn't worried at all about it. There's Katana going with Brent Thompson. Looks very well. Raihiro just went in front of him. And the one I like, Raleen, it often runs well up the straight here. And Rock You, as you say, with 59.5 kilos, I think they'll go to the inside. Dan and I have been pretty spot on where most of the winners have come. They've been about 4 or 5 off that inside rail. But I think up the straight, the 1100, it won't make a lot of difference where they go.
Centivi coming in, he's a real flying machine, and he is in a lather of sweat, which is not a very good sign, Gary.
No, he's a very good horse at Moonee Valley. He seems to be able to get out and fly around that bend there, and he's run, I think he held the track record there.
Now, getting back to the previous event, the trifecta on 4, 6 and 3 paid $194.40. The trifecta 6, 4 and 3, $320.30. The running doubles paid $8.10 on 3 and 4 and $58 for 3 and 6. Tidying up that previous event, the exactas $12.60, 4 and 6 and $26.40 for 6 and 4. Now they're set for the Hilton on the Park, a listed race over 1,100 metres. Some real flying machines in this. A call of hang on from one of the starting gates there. Now they're right, and away they go. Brilliant dispatch too. Centivi is fast away. He's heading towards the inside with Lake Newland. Also there in the early part was Suit. Rye Hero was going across. Rock You, Ruffles, Blazing Aspect. Inter Musician getting back will settle last with that division. Rainbow division's about midfield there. Catana's nearly coming down the middle by itself, and down the grandstand rail, Stormboy led Oraba. Alpina was up there as well, and likewise was Regal Centre and Elegant Lass and Raleen as they run down to the 600. On the flat side, it's the flying machine Centivi. 2 lengths in front of Suit. Ruffles is third. Then Rye Hero. Around it, Blazing Aspect from Rock You. Lake Newland checked off heels. A long break into Musician. Rainbow division. Down the centre, Catana in front. Alpina, Regal Centre running on. An Elegant Lass with a run right up against the outside rail. Centivi on the flat side. 2 lengths in front here from Suit and Rye Hero. Out wide though, Elegant Lass is clearly in front of Catana. On the flat side, Suit took the lead. Rye Hero got chopped off. Rock You is coming after Suit. Elegant Lass wide out. It's Suit in front of Rock You and Elegant Lass wide. Raw Elegant Lass. Elegant Lass right underneath the arches is very prominent here. May have got up from Suit. They are worlds apart. And close up was Rock You. So primarily here, Elegant Lass and Suit. Close up Rock You. Rye Hero was most unlucky. I think he probably would have definitely run a place. Not probably, definitely. He's run about 4th or 5th, and then Lake Newland. Behind those horses would have been Blazing Aspect. Further back in the field, Centivi knocked up. They were followed by Inter Musician, Rainbow division. Well back in the field would have been Raleen. They're still coming. Catana, Regal Centre, Stormboy, Ruffles, Alpina and Oraba. And the winner is number 11, Elegant Lass.
Ridden by Stephen King to give Stephen 4 for the day. What more can you say?
Has won it narrowly, number 11. There you go. On screen there is the photo. And number 11 gets it, has been luckless in its races, and it found itself 3 in front with 400 to go down the grandstand side. You can see there's only a head in it.
It just burst through them, didn't it, on the outside there and got away.
The luckless runner was undoubtedly Rye Hero. He got turned sideways at the 150, Gary.
Stopped in his tracks.
11, 15 and 1. 11 is Elegant Lass, 15 Suit and 1 Rock You. So it's 11, 15 and 1 official, 4th in Centivi, and 5th in was the luckless Rye Hero.
That strip just inside there, Dan, you know, about 4 away from the outside and like 4 from the other side. Gee, it's a big difference. Here he is, arrowed, Elegant Lass.
There's King again.
Yes, 4 winners for the day. So he's about 3 or 4 in, just on that good bit of ground.
Well, Lee, you're not far off getting the Quinella in that race, Lee Friedman. He's the trainer of Elegant Lass and the 3rd place Rock You, Pete.
Well, Lee, I suppose one photo had to go your way.
Yeah, well, you know, Tuesdays would have been better, but it's nice to win with us. She's been very consistent, this mare, and probably should have won at the Valley and then around a super race, excuse me, in the Scalacci Stakes a couple of weeks ago. And, no, it's good to see her win a listed race.
I reckon when they came past us, she was probably 2 lengths off the lead.
Yeah, well, she's only got a short sprint, so I said to Stephen, just sit off the back of the ones on the outside and she'll do the rest. So, no, it's great that she's won.
What about the owners? Were they worried putting S-King on, seeing he'd already ridden 3 winners, you know?
They were a little bit, but I said, no, that's good, because that means that he's in form.
Yeah, proved in season.
That's it, proved
well
in
done.
season. Thanks, mate.
Lee Friedman, the winning trainer. Here's Johnny Letts with the man of the moment, Stephen King, 4 winners.
Steve, 4 out of 6 today. Good effort.
It was, Johnny. I mean, I had some nice rides today, so it's always good to produce some winners.
And she got home well, didn't she? She was last of the main bunch, you were saying, coming down here about the 400, but she got home very hard.
It was a good win because, I mean, I was left in front a long way from home, and I did get a little bit lost out there, so it was a good win.
Yeah, she's a tough mare.
Definitely, yeah, she's got a nice future.
Yeah, good luck, Steve.
Thanks, Johnny.
Bye, buddy.
Thanks, Steve. So there is Stephen King coming back to scale. 4 winners. And let's have a look at Rye Hero, I think that is, over on the inside. As they go to the line, that's Centivi over on the inside of Suit. Now, Rye Hero is going for a run between them, and you can see that Suit has come across laid in quite badly there. The gap closed, and Rye Hero was cut out very badly, and Rock You has gone straight past it. Now, Rye Hero has run 5th in the race, and Suit has run 2nd. So whether or not that will indicate that the rider of Rye Hero, which is number 3, Greg Childs, will throw one in, well, we'll find out. But if we let them roll down to the finish, we'll be able to see the gap between those horses at the end of the race. You can see there, Dan Malicki, well done. They are nearly impossible to pick those. And Dan had the preference for Elegant Lass on the outside, and he was quite right. So as the runners return to scale, here's Stephen King. What a day for him. 4 winners on the final day of the carnival. As he returns to scale, we'll take a break, and we'll be back to see whether Greg Childs does throw in an objection after race 8.
It's about welcome back to Flemington. Winding down the Melbourne Cup Carnival. We're after correct weight for the second last race during Cup Week, the Hilton on the Park. It looks like we're about to get it from Mr. Gleeson. Just checking his monitor for something, but he's happy. There is correct weight. So, Dan Malecki, dividends if you please.
Tim, the winner, 11 Elegant Lass, $10.70 and $3.10 from 15. Suit, $3.20 and number 1 Rock You, $1.80. Quinella returns $49.20. The trifecta, $346.90. The exacta, $117.30. There are 2 running doubles, 4 into 11, $14.50, and 6 into 11, $76. The daily double for 3 and 11 returning $72.70. To tell you the quaddy for 6341 returns $154.30 for 634 and 1. There is another dividend for 636 and 1. We'll bring it to you when we can. It's not available as yet. So 11, 15 and 1 and correct weight on race number 8.
Danny Malecki, thank you. And they are ready on the Mounting Yard lawn for the presentations. Here's Rob one more time.
Thank you very much, ladies and gentlemen. Mr. Rod Fitzroy representing the VRC here at this presentation of the Hilton on the Park, have been great supporters, and I think this is their 10th year. Mr. Peter Gramotka, the General Manager, to begin our presentation.
Mr. Chairman, distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, the Hilton on the Park has a long association with the VRC and the Spring Racing Carnival, and continues to be the odds-on favourite hotel for experienced stayers. Congratulations to Elegant Lass, a worthy winner of the Hilton on the Park Sprint. Our congratulations also go to the Connections, and also to Lee Friedman, the trainer, and Stephen King for another magnificent ride, the 4th for today. Again, congratulations. We hope to see you celebrating this wonderful occasion at the Hilton on the Park this evening. And ladies and gentlemen, it is my pleasure to introduce the owners of Elegant Lass, Mr. Weber, Mr. Tony Weber. Thank you.
I think the owners would have had their hearts in their mouths there, but they're out there collecting the trophy, and the placings 11, 15 and 1 Elegant Lass, as Lee Friedman said, unlucky at Caulfield, and at odds of 8 to 1 she has saluted the judge in the Hilton on the Park. So that means we've got 1 to go for today, 1 to go for the Carnival, Jen, and it's the Melbourne Cup Carnival plate. The scratchings are 3 Jugulator, 8 Expressage, 12 Num Sing and 19 Waiter's Eyes. So we have a field of 15 to face the starter. And what did you think in the lucky last?
Well, I'm hoping for number 9, Romantic Ace, although he's come up very short on the tote, Pete. Very unlucky on Saturday when he raced. He got back and he tried to weave his way through the field, and I thought he could have finished a lot closer. He's a terrific chance in this. Wanted a bit of odds, Pete. Number 16, Sovereign Squall. I thought he had a good chance in this. He's racing very well. And number 11, Ben's Rocket for 3rd.
You nearly got the last one up. Suited good odds, so perhaps the each-way chance there from Jim, but I'm with you. I think Romantic Ace on his run the other day is going to be exceptionally hard to beat. Tim Gossage, what's happening in the betting ring?
Well, Peter, at this stage, I mean, the other day when Romantic Ace absolutely mowed home at big odds, I was in a syndicate, was on it, and was unlucky to run fourth, much shorter today. We won't be getting any of ours, but it is a pronounced favourite. And the one Jen likes down the bottom, which is Sovereign Squall, it's about $14 on the tote. Divide it by 3, and that's about its price in the ring at the moment.
Just before you go, Tim, there was one that you mentioned that there was a bit of a word circulating that a punter might be coming to back one in the last. Can you release it to us?
We'll release it to you now, Peter. I've got no money to back it, so it's going to make no difference to keep it quiet. Islando is the horse. The word was a punter was coming from the west to back Islando. It's opened up at fair odds. We'll wait and see what happens.
You just keep your eye on what's going on, won't you?
Yes,
Haven't
certainly
kept
will.
it very quiet, have they?
Tim Gossage down in the betting ring. Well, will they come for Islando or will Romantic Ace be a firmer favourite, Tim? We'll find out as we draw closer to the last event, the Melbourne Cup Carnival Plate at 4:45.
Well, Peter, I'm going to have to come for something or I'll be gone. In fact, I already am. We've apparently been inundated with telephone calls about that beautiful collector's book, JB Cummings, and the video. I can put a number up for you there. It is 1-800-143-477. I don't have it anymore to show you, but it's absolutely beautiful, I promise you. The plates are terrific, and there's a SIDS number. Some of the proceeds going to sudden infant death syndrome, and that's a Melbourne number, obviously, 93732268. Absolutely beautiful. If you love your racing and you've been a fan of the great JB Cummings over his 10 Melbourne Cups and his 50 years of training racehorses, then you'd really love to have it at your place. Still having fun here. We'll take a short break. The closing stages of Stakes Day 1997, a little way from everybody, and not too many people leaving the racecourse either. In case we don't get a chance to say thank you to them later, that's the Whitman's Lightship shot. I don't even know why I try to say that. Lightship shot. So thank you up there, pilot and camera crew, for providing just the most sensational pictures in the world for racing from that lightship. You know, one of the great advertisements for racing is the way families stick at it generation after generation. Now here's a story about a great jockey turned trainer, but more importantly, great dad too.
It's an all too rare occurrence these days that the whole Highland clan can gather for lunch, the demands of racing and other occupations as well being what they are. But when they do get together, it's generally a lively occasion. They might be family, but they're also, in some cases, adversaries.
We're in a competitive business and we're all sort of competitors, and yet we're all in the one family, and yeah, I think it just makes for good conversation.
Pat and Marie Hyland have been married for 32 years. Mum's a bit camera shy. According to Pat, it's her only downfall.
She's the best. Yes, I met Marie when she was 16. Married her when she was 19, and yeah, we've had a marvellous life.
Chris is 28. He's followed the old man into the training caper.
Oh, I'm proud of the name, and I'm proud to be the old man's son, and you know, I don't think I have too many worries. I sort of enjoy life and I can't complain.
Formerly a jockey until nature took its course, 29-year-old Matthew is also now a trainer, of some note too.
It was always inevitable that I was going to get too big, so, you know, you accept that early on and then you look to, you know, to take a different path, and that's what I've done.
And at 20 years of age, Samuel is carrying on the Highland tradition in the saddle.
Before the age of 15, I'd never been on a horse's back, so, you know, because I went to school at St Bede's College in Mentone and played golf after school most nights, and, you know, I was pretty keen on being a professional golfer, but I didn't make the grade.
25-year-old Joanne also has a racing involvement. Her employer, Raceplay, is Moonee Valley's PR agency.